Alright folks, here we are, Valencia, June 2023, the European Cup, Masters Hockey, over 65 division, Ireland in the white versus Italy in blue. Two teams in the national colours. This is a must-win match for both of these, who have had, danger. Each have had 2 games and 2 losses because they've been playing against the giants in this particular group. So Ireland in possession there, just thrown a little bit wide and out and off the stick of Matthews. That's a good ball through, picked up by James Clark there, Jimmy Clark, and away he goes. Managed to pick up the stick check, fortunately. There's a little bit of traffic here. There's 3 white shirts all together. They probably need to spread out down there, 3 in a line, but that's better. We've got Richard Clark comes way across now, and Keith Jess goes up the line, so that's a nice touch through up on the far side. Italy's regathered back in deep their own 23, and now Ireland's pressing them into that corner. They're going to have to come forward because they're afraid to go back, although we'll see how he goes. He's only looking forward, and he's passed the ball straight to Richard. That's a through ball there to Fergus Stapleton, but unfortunately didn't find the end of his stick, ran straight through into the goal. No goal of course in hockey because you've got to touch the ball within the D. Jimmy Clark there coming over to intercept that early ball out. Unfortunately it wasn't taken from where the umpire wanted it taken, and so the whistle had already gone. Italy's not getting enough pace on that ball. They've gone wide to the right hand side now, and he's tried to drill one down the line. Eddie O'Malley there getting in the way. And Italy have turned over the ball again. He's got a player on the right here, we can find him. There he is, Robert Horton. He goes 1-2. Oh, here's a big chance here. It's on target. No, it's the player on the goal line, just behind the penalty spot there, and he clears it off the goal, out of the goal, and that's a very good chance for Ireland and a very good save from Italy. Oh, Italy are really struggling to get the ball out of here. Ireland need to press hard and take advantage as best they can. Looks like there's going to be a foul here, and there is, and that's the first short corner of the game. Goes to Ireland. It was looking a bit ugly and a bit rough. Jimmy Clark there running back towards the halfway line, and he just suddenly realised he's the injector, number 45, and away he goes.
One more back! One more back!
Okay, there's a whistle. Here's the injection coming now. Jimmy Clark comes to the top of the D, his reverse stick trap. Robert. Oh, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Right in the corner, there's the first goal, first blood to Ireland. That's Richard Clark, Robert Horton trap, and Jimmy Clark on the injection. No relation between Jimmy Clark and Richard Clark. So first blood to Ireland. We got off to a fine start there. 13.5 minutes on the clock, so that's only 2.5 minutes in. Italy now with the ball. They're keeping it quite narrow at the moment. Comes up and over the top, but that's going to come straight to the defender, which it does. Jimmy Clark, the injector from a second ago, is way down here into the corner. Puts it off the foot and over the side. A little bit to the struggle there. Ireland's scrambling here for no particular reason. They don't need to be in a panic here. There's a good ball across, and Roger West gets the stick and rolls it onto the foot of 53. Now he comes out through the middle to Richard Clark, and away he goes. It's Robert Horton leading the charge up the front there. Richard Clark's gone through again, and here he is. He's one-on-one with the keeper. He's going to run around now. The keeper gets a good boot on it and pushes it away. Fergus Stapleton pushes it around his player, but unfortunately doesn't have the pace to reconnect with that. That was a really fantastic move there. It was a keeper +1 to beat, so it was a big ask. And Jimmy Clark pushed up there, missed the stick, missed the ball trap, and touched the stick, and so hit against, and that's fine. The Ireland team are dropping back here, so it looks like he's going over the top again, which he does. He's put it straight into traffic, and Carl Collins gets it away. Fergus Stapleton works it through Andy Matthews, and that's an Ireland ball. If they take it quickly, they'll be away here. They need to spread the ball, they need to move it, and they do. Tried to first time it onto Eddie O'Malley, and it's run out to nothing over the sideline. A little bit of time to trap a ball and then make your pass. Italy working their way down this side now. It's off the Ireland stick and over the sideline there from Keith Jess. Keith backing off, the headband now turns and lays it back. And they're back inside to receive it. Carl Collins intercepts Keith Jess, does a little shimmy, and that draws a stick tackle. Eddie O'Malley there, a little tap on the ball, just enough to lift it away from the blue stick and onto the blue foot. Keith Jess now looks to go over the top, and he does so. And that's a lovely ball through from Robert Horton, looking for Andy Matthews up in the top. Just near the 23, between the 23. Oh, there's a terrible turnover. Fergus Stapleton onto it. Robert Horton played onto advantage. Jimmy Clark now marches down the field. He's got Stapleton with him. Too late now. He should have used him when he had the chance. There's one down and deep in the corner. We can find him. A little bit shallow, but oh, and here's off the feet, and there's a stick, and it's the umpire's giving it the other way. Very nice play, very nice indeed. That's better. Italy is finding their inside channel okay. It's their next phase that's been letting them down. Nice play there from 81. He's running it. Jess got to get out of the way. Fully unintentional. The guy literally sprinted at him and put it onto his feet, so he gets a second bite at the cherry. Comes over here to the blue bandana, number 5. He's looking around for his players. He's found one. He put it up onto the reverse side. Andy Matthews is quicker than his opposition player, and he does the right thing. He shimmies right, then comes left. There's Richard Clark now, puts Mick Ryan away. Mick's got to turn the speed on him. Let's see what he can do. He's got players in and around the D. Oh, that's a really nice ball. Henry Brown up there, up in the inside left position, sprinting back at the ball now. All he needed was a touch, and he was in like Flynn. Italy's coming back the other way this time, which is what they haven't been doing. So they're using a bit more of the pitch, and now they're going overhead to try something, and that was into competition there with Curran within the 5, so should have gone to the defender but didn't. And this is a bit of a change here. They've got a new player attacking for Italy, cracks one long and into the D, but that's old school hockey. Jess with his big long reach gets it out to Brown. He comes back to Jess and he stick checks his man, so there really wasn't enough on that, and there wasn't enough angle to work with. That was always going to end up being a blue ball. Now Ireland have fallen all the way back. You can see they're a half court press here, and Italy have come all the way up, so they're in the mood to attack. So we should have a bit of a game of it now. Oh, and there's a short corner given for a stick check on the way through, so first short corner for Italy. Now the Italians definitely mean business here. They've got 8 players up. That means they've only got 3 back. That's 2 defenders. Stick trap. It's into the D. He's flicked it, lifted it up, and he flicked it away. Long corner, Italy. And yep, he's been backing into his player. Eventually, number 5. He's talking to the umpire, which using his hands as well, of course, very Italian way to go. Why not? And Ireland's got 3 players standing over the ball here for some reason, best known to themselves. Oh, tried to go back through Clark. Clark got something on it. There's 97 again. He's got a turn of pace in him and a change of direction. There's Billy Dow was knocked over there by the Italian player. He's not very happy. The Italian's claiming that he caused the third-party obstruction. Yeah. Yeah, points for making the claim, but unfortunately not valid. Jess. Oh, Brown, they're waiting to ambush him. As the Italians have woken up. And umpire's given that to Ireland. Jess can go forward to Brown now, which if Brown turns and runs, he'll run away from a lot of the Italians. So, and here he comes across to Clark, which is he missed Clark and he went to Ryan. That's off the Italian foot. I think he might get that. No, he's not. It's a sideline hit, but that's good enough. And that's the end of the first quarter. Ireland 2, Italy 0. Q2 about to get underway here. Robert Horton passes the ball back to Italy. And they're still trying to work their way down that right-hand channel. A little bit of a argy-bargy there, battle axes. Sticks being lifted, got to keep those sticks down, boys. Not sure where this fellow's going. It's into trouble. Tap on the stick there, not a clean tackle, so he goes in, he goes out, he comes back in again. And he's still running at players. And Jess waits for the turnover and comes wide. Henry Brown, we've got players with him here. Straight through. There's Robert Horton. Oh. And Clark didn't get enough on that. It was there to be had. Now Italy have got a couple of players forward here. There's 3 white shirts around him. Not quite sure why they need so many around him, and they really need to be marking their players. And Matthews is all the way back there. They play that one through, and that's hit a foot, and they've got out of trouble on that one. And now there's a chance for Ireland to break. There it is. Robert Horton he's got one to beat. He's got Henry Brown on his left-hand side, and he finds him. Henry comes back. Yes, he does. And they've got to come right here. That's the way. That's the way. Sean Curran on the way through. Oh no, Jimmy Clark, I beg your pardon. They hit one long again. What a great trap. They showed Collins the stick, and Collins wasn't dummied by it. Now Matthews marches up from the half line. No. Ryan there. Pass the ball, that's all you've got to do. Beautiful, all the way out to Keith Jess, and he's going to have a bit of a march here. He's really handy in this kind of position. Jess slips it wide. Brown now has got to find a player. Too slow indeed. Off and over the sideline. Roger West to Billy Dowie to Keith Jess. The Italian fella's drawn the foul there, so well done to him. with a couple of chaps on him. Straight to Jess again, lifts it up and over the stick to West, but a little bit too far away from him, so Italy turned around pretty quickly here. It's a shot. Andy Matthews manages to get something on that. They backed off and they backed off there, Ireland. Italy just kept coming and kept coming, so that was clever stuff. And now Ireland's panicking a little bit here, turned it over again. Keith Jess rides the tackle, comes out early to Henry Brown. Now Ireland's got players all around the park here, they've got players all through the middle, he needs to move it quickly. That's better now. Ryan, he's got space on the right hand side he can run into. He's got Robert Horton down there. Here he is. And he takes a shot and he goes wide of target. Got to hit the target with those. A lot of time, a lot of space. You want to have more time and space than that in a game of hockey, that's for sure. Italy changed sides. He's coming out here to the left midfield, and he managed to draw the foul there from Matthews. And this guy is very handy for Italy. He's thrown it in front of his player. Unfortunately, his player's not quick enough. Yeah, Clark calls for the ball. Comes back in the triangle to West, and now across to Wakari Mascadawi. He gives it to Jess, but Jess is under a little bit of pressure there. He steps in front of his man now. He's got an acre of space to run into. He's got players running lines all around him, and he's decided to go himself, and he's all the way into the D here. He's still going. And he's there, Andy Matthews. He goes the 1-2 and all the way through, but unfortunately straight in line to an Italian stick, and they managed to clear their lines. And he's putting it back into trouble. Probably not the best of ideas to put the ball back into your own D when you've got Irish players all around you, but he's managed to find a player on the other side. And Italy come away with a free hit out of that one, so good on them. Cracked one across, it's a deflection. It'll come up to the sideline for an Italy hit. Lifted it in, it's off the Italian foot, but it's play on from the umpire. Is Brown going to get that one? He's got good legs on him. Oh, he manages to keep it in. Well done, Henry Brown. Up to Robert Horton, he's flicked it inside, which is under pressure from the blue headband there. Number 5 first times it on. And it's running out to the side. Keith Jess draws the foul. Ireland have fallen all the way back into their own half here. Brown picks it up on the reverse. He's got a player in front of him, and he's got one inside him, which is Richard Clark. If he can get a touch on this, which he often does. The ball's run all the way back, and Italy's got players on the right. If they can find him, and he does. Well, that was where the space was. Now they come back through the inside channel. Italy go back and regroup. Mick Ryan ambushed him again, and Ryan's got to turn a pace on him. He flicks one up and away there. Keepers get something on it and clears his lines. So another entry into the D for Ireland, and another save for the keeper to make, but a clearance. Long corner, Matthews. Clark, Matthews. There's no support for this guy with the orange wristband for Italy. Oh, and Billy Dowie gets shoved over from behind. He spent a bit of time on the ground in this tournament so far, Billy Dowie. He's been a bit of a magnet. But he's up and he's happy again. That's Billy in the hat there. Over in the left half position. There's a nice bit of space here. Clark comes to support. Stapleton just rejoins the play on the right hand side. Stapleton comes around, comes back to Collins, and he comes back to Clark. So that's good triangles there, worked away around. And the poor Italian guy there, number 5, is running everywhere to save his life. That's Stapleton. Puts the ball into space but can't reconnect with it. Horton comes back to Egner, across to Dowie, out to Sean Curran, and away down to Henry Brown. So this is really good play here. Can Brown make anything of it on that side? The Italians picked his pocket. But he's laid it back to the Ireland. Keith Jess now on one of his famous runs. Away into the D. There's a stick check. Oh, it's gone the other way. It's looking like short corner time again. But they've come out here. Italy's only got one. Oh, they've got 2 players down the field. And they've been screened. Very nice shimmy. Oh, he's found his player on the other side of the goal. Oh. That's a lovely ball out to Curran. He's just been in the D, and now here he is approaching the opposition 23. He comes back to Stapleton. He goes back again, does he? No, he tries to take his player on. And he's running himself into trouble here. Draws a stick check. Robert Horton draws his man, turns him inside out, turns him outside in. There's a hit on the edge of the D. Horton again. It's better Stapleton. A touch on the far side from Brown, but wide of target. Just to Stapleton. Horton, Stapleton, Egner to Clark. Andy Matthews is out there and he's found him. As Horton hits the back line, he can go early, he can find him. There he is, he's turned his player now. Oh, he's gone back to diagonal across the D. Unfortunately, nobody in that space at all. Clark there charging back to interrupt play, which he does. He's got to keep moving, Italy's coming forward. Egner gets a touch on that ball, just enough to push the Italian player back a fraction, and gives Ireland a chance to reset a little bit. Italy aren't committing any more players forward, so they're coming into trouble the whole time. And there's a beautiful pass through that channel again, which the Italians are leaving open. They're playing 1-2 round here, tip tap, tippy tappy. There is the top of the D. And the ball's been pushed out wide to the side over there. Italy have got a very strange formation here. They've got 3 players over here on this side of the field if they can find them, and they have. So Ireland weren't alive to that, so they're definitely going to come out this way. He's gone over the top and to his player, which has made the pass. The blue headband cracked one long into this space over here, and it's collected a foot. He had a lot of work to do, the Italian guy. He had to run diagonally and pick up a ball that was moving really fast. Sean Curran now coming back through the inside position and just slides it out to Jess. Jess comes down here again. Oh, and Eddie O'Malley was up there. He sort of tripped himself as he went, and this one's come to Keith Jess yet again. Stapleton. Oh, Stapleton just waited and waited and waited until he got his chance. Now there's a shove. There's a short corner surely, but anyway, Mick Ryan's on the ball here. Back to Curran. Back to Ryan. Back to Curran. So the poor old Italians are running ragged here. Back to Ryan again. There's a flick to the far post, and it's wide of target again. So the Italians are going to come out quickly here. Ireland haven't reset, so Italy's got half a chance and they can push the men forward. Oh, Keith Jess with his big long reach, he just stretched in there now. He's on a rampage. Here he comes. He's going to draw his player here, which is exactly what he does. Comes through, and that's up the foot. Is play on, is it? No, the umpire's playing on. And Richard Clark, we're going to find his player here for a touch. It's on target. No, the keeper's there. It's down in front of him. Oh, it's up the. Oh, that's up the foot. Who is that? Eddie O'Malley. And Italy's just passed the ball straight back to Ireland yet again, and they're coming out at will here. Italy's decided a quarter court press is the goal with a couple of players outfield. Oh, a missed trap there. And Curran's there, there's nobody near him. Looked like hit him on the foot, there was nobody near. And then he's miscued the ball. I think he was half expecting a whistle. This guy's been mob tackled here by 3 players. They put it back in behind him on the 1-2. Now they come wide. Billy Dowie, oh look at this for a ball, it's over the top and it's into the D. But Stewie Egner gets something on it. Cracks one long all the way down here to Richard Clark, who's in an acre of space. Oh, and he's trying to hit a target that doesn't exist. Eddie O'Malley's on the back line, but he's behind a player. And with 20 seconds left in this half, it looks like we're going to go into the half time at 2-0 to Ireland. Short of a last break here. Billy Dowie commits himself. Very nicely done. Sean Curran. Dowie again. Puts it into space. There's 3 or 4 Ireland players here all together. They need to make some space. Egner hits one long, but it secures the half. Okay, second half underway. Italians are a bit of confusion here. Somebody's going off, somebody's coming on. Wrong personnel on the park. Ball's pushed back to Ireland. And they come out on the right side through Stapleton. Oh, Robert Horton lost the ball under his feet. He dribbles and rides a tackle. Stapleton again. Back inside to Clark. The other Clark, Jimmy Clark, bobbles it through. Oh, and it's Henry Brown with an open goal just about to light one up there. But the whistle's gone. Number 62, the Masked Avenger. Italy decide to come out left this time. And then top the foot, so they get another goal. He's mishit that one, it's bounced up and off his own player. So another clean hit, and that makes all the difference in these circumstances. Richard Clark takes on his player not 5 meters away, and he's been given a green card. And he's just walking off the field, which is a little bit silly because the time doesn't start until you actually sit down. Jimmy Clark tried to throw one through there. He had a call, but he had to get it through an opposition player, which he didn't manage to do. And he's found a nice little gap there. Well done. The Masked Avenger here, number 5, comes away across. Oh, sorry, 62. I thought he was 5. He's not. He's 62. There he is. Billy Dowie. Oh, another miss hit from Italy. He's tried to light one up. Curran. Back to Dowie. Yeah, nicely done. Triangles, nicely worked. They're running away from each other here. They really should be staying closer together. Yeah. Out to Curran. Horton. Oh, the shove in the back. The big shove in the back there. Don't think he'll be too happy with that. Hit another one long, straight to Dowie. Nice little dribble there. Gets it away to Clark. And comes out to the other Clark. A pair of Clarks, they could be shoes. Oh, nice triangle, Stapleton. It's a shot on target, but wide. Horton was in there, like a seagull on a chip, first time strike. Oh, that's very nice. Trap into space. Clark's reached out with one hand. He's getting shoved in the back here. Yep. And he draws the foul. He almost made a funny little kicking movement with his foot to indicate something. It's certainly not a standard indication, that's for sure. Clark goes again through Stapleton. And Horton picks him up on the reverse, spins around and turns. Flicks one up the line here to Clark, and it's up the Italian stick, but no, it's not off the Italian stick, so Italy come away with it. Now Italy have got numbers across the middle, they can use them, but they're looking forward, and there's nobody moving into the spaces. Egner now comes up the field. Clark draws a tackle. And that ball just came out over the sideline, dead for nothing. And Italy hitting long again down the sideline, off their own player and out. Dowie. Curran. Stapleton, stick check there on him. Oh, it's gone the Italian way. And a big shout coming up from the two benches down there. They're going to try and hit one long here to somebody. The Dower has dropped the stick there. There's a shot on target here. And Egner dropped his stick in the melee. It comes wide through Curran. Back to Dowie, Clark. That's better. Stapleton missed traps. And comes wide to Jess, who drags the ball around in his classic style. Loses it under his feet there for a second, but he's back now. O'Malley's on the burst ahead of him. If he can find him, there he does. Eddie O'Malley in front of goal. It's a shot. It's been a clearance. Robert Horton draws the foul. The shot on target. With the play on, he's calling for feet. Stapleton shoves one into the D. It's hit on the edge of the D. Ireland's building pressure here. The 1-2 with Clark. Clark and Clark. Slings one in at off his own player's foot and up into danger. Italy are hitting long again. Clark's laid a flat stick in there. He's got two players to contend with. Italy have come out wide right, and they've got a spare player over here. They need to use him on the right wing. They've got one player on the centre forward position and another one arriving, and Ireland aren't getting back quickly enough. But Stapleton has managed to come all the way back. They've thrown players up here, and they're looking to do something. Jess now comes out to Horton. O'Malley up ahead of him. Horton's pretty well on his own. But there's players over there through Henry Brown, and Henry's got good legs on him, but will he catch that? I don't know. No, it's not. These fields slope down into the corners and off to the sides to drain the water off them, so of course the ball sometimes doesn't seem to slow down very much, and in fact sometimes it accelerates. So a nice little attacking move or two from Italy there. They had their chance. Of course, you're not going to score every time you have a chance. It was a half chance. At least they got into the right area. O'Malley there cutting the field and stopping his player from coming through. That's gone out wide, and a bit of a scramble. Clark again having to make ground. Clark to Ryan, couldn't get his stick on it, and they've turned around. Ryan chasing back now. Jess facing off here. He lays his stick and manages to turn back his player and cut him out of the play. He's got Robert Horton over there on the right, and he's all the way up here. He's got three players now. Mick Ryan square. And here's a chance. It's a tap in. O'Malley! And the keeper's screaming at his players. They've been cut apart here. Very patient, good play, very solid play from Ireland. No panic, no rush, no hooray Henry tactics, just slow, steady, triangle, triangle, training ground stuff, and into the back of the net. So, in the third quarter, Ireland 3, Italy 0. And that was probably the crucial goal of the match. It's hard to come back from 3, not impossible. We've seen it done many times, but it's hard to do so. And let's just see what Italy do. They've been throwing men forward. Matthews now. That man Jess again, he's had a good game. Clark on the far side. Comes out right. Roger West. Mick Ryan. Bouncing ball on his reverse side. It'd be hard for him to trap, but they've passed it away now. Horton turns his men inside out and outside in. Where's he going? Comes back to Clark. Dowie makes good. That's better out to Jess. It's off a foot, but it's play on. No, it's not play on. Jess gets a tap on it. Took a bit of stick as well. Clark leans in there. He's got to be careful with those kind of tackles. He'll end up getting himself a card. He cracks one long here. Only as far as Collins. We've got one player up there, but he's between a couple of white shirts. It's going to be really hard for him to do very much. Mick Ryan's shown he wants the ball in the inside position, but Stuart Egner's come all the way forward here. O'Malley! He's had another goal. There's obstruction by the keeper, but the umpire said play on. The ball fell in behind him. Egner here is on the charge. And the headband is going to come back in through the inside, back to the centre half and back to the wing. So back to the half here, on the wing. So that's good play, Italy, to get themselves out of trouble. Really great chance there for Ireland again, another great chance. And the ball's away over to the side there. Roger West is on the burst. He's got his feet around, and Mick Ryan has come all the way back to defend. Now Ireland are having more or less a quarter court press. Italy's thrown the ball out wide there. He's going to make his own man work down here in this corner. That's an awful lot of work to do, and now he's isolated. But he's holding the ball up nicely, pushes it through his player, but no, he doesn't. Matthews isn't happy with that. He's saying the player lifted his stick, but the umpire's right there. It's lifted up into danger, so that'll be an Ireland ball. Italians questioning the umpire. It's in his stick. That's not the point, it's danger. O'Malley here on the chase. Keep Jess. Master Benji goes to 64, misses his target. Mick Ryan's jumping in here. He's into the D, he's going to take a shot. No, he doesn't. He turned it back inside, and it's a short corner. Well done, Ryan. All from a mistake from the Italian who tried to make a pass where the pass wasn't there. Now, the Italians are surrounding the umpire over here, trying to educate him on the rules. I don't think we have a trophy for most knowledgeable of the rules. They only come in the friendly tournaments. If we did, maybe Italy would win that one, but we shall see. Matthews on the injection. Clark, straight strike. It's in the back of the net, but about a metre too high. Italy have come out wide out next to the right wing with an early ball, and what a ball that is. Oh, he's left the ball behind him. They managed to regather. They poked that to the opposite side, and Curran is away. Popped it back out to Ryan. He's coming across to Clark. We've got Matthews there he can use, which he does. Clark again. A little bit of misunderstanding there, communication with the Ireland players. Easy out for Italy. That's a nice little aerial, very, very nicely executed. It goes long into the day and across the face of goal. The Italian player's right there on the penalty spot. But stick was in the right place, but didn't connect. Goalkeeper in there this half, Tim Hogg. Ireland have got a hog in one as one keeper and a dog as the other keeper. You've got Mad Dog Kiernahan and Tim Hogg. Tim Hogg's got the second half. Oh, nice play, just rolled it out into space. Now he cracked one across the face of goal. It's a short corner. Looks like he was going for the first time clearance there, West. There's always a bit of a temptation. The best thing is either they're going to deflect the ball away or you're going to trap it and a quick push out of danger. But those first time hits, they jump up in the air and they bobble and bounce, and yeah, very hard to control. Anything can pretty well happen. So Italy here now. Another whole pile of players up and around the D. Good trap. Shot, it's on target, it's underneath Hogg. Cleared out to the side. Comes back in, it's up the stick. Oh, so I think that's Curran there. Yes, it is. With the face mask on, he's still playing out there. He better not go outside the 23 or he'll be sent off. And unfortunately, the Italian has hit the ball over the sideline in his panic. And there's the 3/4. So 3-0 at 3/4 time to Ireland. Fourth and final quarter, Italy run the ball. They don't give it to the opposition this time. They tried to go 1-2, 1-2. Kong grabs it, comes through to Clark, turns his man, rides the tackle, takes the keeper away. Oh, it's wide of target. Great play. Cliff Martin there, just arriving, number 80. He'd been suffering with injury, just taking the field there. He was in the goal mouth, waiting for a touch. Italy coming out wide now. Nice little back pass, out of trouble. And that's out and over the sideline. West moves forward. Oh, stick check. missed the player completely. West charges back here. Italian guy lifts it over his stick. Nicely done. Good skill, good skill. They've got a couple of players around the ball here, Italy, if they can make use of them. But he's just thrown that away. Egner comes wide. Horton, can he collect it? Yes, he does. Manages to keep it in. He shows it and comes back through his player. Stick over the ball. Jess now into the gap. Oh, Martin looking for his first ball on target there. I think he was hoping he'd light one up. 39 just laid the stick and got a touch to turn the ball away to the side. Curran now lays it back. Matthews, he's got players just waiting for somebody to step in front of him, which is what happened. A 1-2 over that side from Italy. That's nicely done. Clark now with his big long strides. He's got support. Here it comes. Horton. Jess. One more, one more! Oh shit. Curran, first time to Martin, went under his stick. Jess to Clark, goes out wide to Matthews. Jess now, that's the way. Curran over here, he can use him, and he does. Clark's down here in the D. Shout in front of goal, but he's shaded out by his opposition. Good run from Martin. The problem is when you call for your own ball, your defender's likely to go with you. They come back out the right hand side and their time on his back, and he's been kidnapped. Nice Curran, off the feet. Oh, short corner given. The Italians here, they're raging again. No, you've got to leave the ball alone. It doesn't matter, you don't pass the ball back. I'm sorry, fellas. It's just not what's done. Umpire's not having a bar of it. And all you do is get yourself into trouble with the umpire, so you better leave that one alone. Okay, Jimmy Clark here coming back for the injection, as we see. Let's come out to the far side. It's a strike, it's a bouncing ball. And Clark gets a funny kind of a reverse stick something or other on it. Comes across the face of goal to the far side, and it's in from Cliff Martin. It's leaned in there on the reverse, took the keeper to the far side, bobbled it back across the face of goal, and in she goes from Cliff Martin. He hasn't been on the field 5 minutes, and he's got a goal to his name, so he's on the score sheet. So Ireland 4, Italy 0. Oh, nice overhead again, good aerial. Unfortunately, the next phase isn't really happening. Henry Brown retakes the field, slides him out wide to Mick Ryan, who's turned over the ball quite well. He's put the thing in there to Stapleton, but that was always going to be into contest. Oh, Henry Brown jumped in there and picks up the foul. Cliff Martin. We've got support here. Brown out to Ryan. He's got a big space there he can drive into. He can draw his player, put it through. Martin's in there again. Another chance on it away for Italy. They're going to take a quick one. Coming out early. They've got players left and right. There's his options now. Oh, he skins his player. Drives one in, drills it in. But picked up by Collins. Ryan, I don't know where he's going with that. There's players all through the inside channel and he's going overhead. But there you go. There's an overlap on the right hand side. He uses him. Stapleton's got to go. Yeah, 1-2. That's good play, Italy. That's more like it. And goes through his player. Drags wide, he's looking for a foot here if he can find one. Will carry Masca, Bitley Dowie misses it. It's a swing and a miss from the Italian, and he's swung himself clean off his feet. And now big Richard Clark here. We've got Cliff Martin. Jimmy Clark on the right there. Now out to Mick Ryan. So pass to the right side. Now they go down the line. Clark takes on his player. Umpire's giving it against. Okay, they've got players here to come back to the right again. They've got 3 players there and they've got one out wide if they need him, so they're 4 across the middle. That's a foot. Yep. Yeah, and well done, Dowie. Stayed in the fight. Gave the ball away and stayed in the fight. Now here's a nice ball out for O'Malley. Henry Brown on the burst. Runs over and protects the ball. Back to Collins. There's Mick Ryan there in space if he can find him, and he does. It's on target. Brown. A play on, and Henry Brown, eventually the umpires call him play on. The keeper's down on the ground. It was an awful scramble. He got something on it, but he didn't clear it. Fell under his feet. Brown recollected, and it's 5 to Ireland. And there's your man, there he is. He's calling for a substitution now. He feels like he's done enough, and he's certainly done a power of work out there today. So well done, Henry Brown. Well, maybe he's not calling for a substitution. He was making a substitution sign. Maybe he's saying it was a good substitution. Yeah, you got to back off now, Henry. Don't get excited. The ball goes to the opposition. Ryan comes inside, comes outside, comes inside, and lays it back. Collins. Ooh. Matthews. And it goes against. Yeah, bubbled up. Yeah, and hit the player. Slides one through here. West is on it. O'Malley on the burst down here. Italy work it through. Oh, with Matthews, Dowie and Collins all within 1.5 meters of each other. Tried to slide one through to O'Malley there, cut out very nicely. And Italy come out on the left side this time, and then back into the inside channel. Nice work by them. A short corner, Italy. Yep, so the umpire didn't like the look of that, and he said short corner time.
If you get it, Billy, it'll come to you.
Here we go.